Hey folks, welcome back to the Rockin' Sea Homestead. My name's Lance. I want to welcome you to our channel. Today we're going to make a self-wicking galvanized tub for planting garden stuff. So this doesn't take a lot of space. You can do it in your porch, your backyard, your deck, whatever it takes. We can make it happen. So come along and let's get it done. So as I was saying, we're going to make a self-wicking or watering galvanized tub, and we're going to plant some tomatoes in it. And you guys may have seen something similar to this on the Arms Family Homestead channel. I'm totally stealing it from him and Leon. So Daniel, sorry, but I'm stealing this one, buddy. I think it's going to be a great idea for us out here. And it kind of matches the theme of our galvanized garden bed here. But essentially what we're going to have is, we already have this. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but we'll do that after we get everything set up. And then we just got some perforated kind of piping that you'd use for like a French drain. This is 4-inch. I couldn't find any 6-inch, so we're going to make it happen with 4-inch. And essentially, if you look at the inside of the tub, I just have it covering the entire bottom of it. We actually bought a couple pieces of short pieces of it, and it's all bendable, and we have it set in there. And then once we get this set up, I have to do a couple things to it that we're going to bring you along for. We're going to put some cloth, just like we have here, this fabric cloth over it. And then we're going to mix in some of our super soil, and then we should be good to go. All right, so before we get too far into it, let's just kind of talk about how this actually works. So as I was saying, we do have this, we actually have 4-inch of this pipe. It is perforated, so there's holes, so it'll actually drain. And essentially what you're going to do is, we're going to fill this up full of water, and we're going to put a drain hole 3 inches from the bottom. Since this is 4-inch pipe, we're going to leave an inch worth of air. So once this drains, or once it's filled up, water is going to drip out of there. We know it's full. And then essentially what's going to happen is, the dirt that's close to the bottom or around the sides here, is it's going to allow the water to wick up and moisten all the soil that's in this area. And so we don't have to water it as much. All right, since we have 4 inches of pipe inside, we only want the water to fill up to the 3-inch line, which is right here. So we're going to drill a hole right there. And this is the lower section. Unfortunately, this isn't the most level ground. There we go. All right, so we have our drip hole done. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is, got some 1-inch PVC pipe, and we're just going to mark it, and we're going to cut it off. And the reason why we're going to do that is, we're going to actually stick this through the fabric cloth into this piping, and then that's where we're going to fill it full of water, and then the whole tub will fill up at the bottom, drain out, we'll stop watering, and then from there on it should just wick up. But this is what's actually going to feed the water into the tub and hopefully into our vegetables. All right, so we got the PVC pipe cut. On one of the ends, I did cut it at an angle. That's so when it's flat into the tub, it doesn't cause an issue there. Put that in there, and it will have a place to drain out for water. And now I just need to find a place, and I'll cut actually into this, and then we'll get that thing set up. So this perforated pipe is pretty thin, so I'm just able to cut it just with my knife. And I want it pretty tight. See if I can get this stuck in there. Yeah, there we go. That should work. Okay. Hello! All right, so I cut us a piece of fabric cloth, probably probably a little bit over 6 feet. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and find where those pipes are. And then I'm just going to try to, there we go. And I did put a second pipe on this side, just because we have a whole second piece of pipe down there. So I just wanted to make sure that it got in both sets of pipe. And we're kind of just angled that off. Okay. And now I'm just kind of sinking it all in here. And I'm just getting it nice and tucked in all around the edges so that soil doesn't get and clog up those drainage pipes. And if you have any excess, you can bury it or you can cut it off. Then we just mix our soil. We'll just make sure that's all pulled back. And the soil will go right on top of this. All right, so we're going to use some of our super soil that we used before. If you haven't seen how we made that, I'll put a little card up in the section up here. Just go up there and click on that video and you'll be able to see how we make that. Got all the dirt put in here. I only filled it up to about right there because I was just worried that if I filled it up any higher that it wouldn't wick, the water wouldn't wick up high enough. So there's two reasons why I wanted to do this. First, I think it's just a great idea and it helps us not have to water as much. But I also wanted to test this theory out because this is one of the theories that I researched when I was looking for the raised beds and kind of how to set those up. One of the issues that I was running across is this area of our garden isn't level. As you can see here, we got the level set up and we got this level pretty good. It's not perfect, but I think it's good enough. And we got a little board set up on this one edge because everything kind of slopes down from here out. And I just want to make sure that number one, it works. And maybe next year when we make maybe a couple more beds, maybe we can use this style of self-watering and it may help us with not having to water as much during the summertime. So at this point, this is completely done. We're gonna water in the top, also put in some water down below and get everything nice and moist. And then we'll plant some plants in it. All right, as you can see, the water's coming out, so I'm gonna stop watering it. And that will just keep dripping there for a while. But it took a while to get it filled up, so I think that's a great thing. We got it watered in on top as well, just because it's big and we're gonna wanna plant some stuff in it pretty quick. But I'm super pumped to see how this works. So you may be asking yourself, there was a lot of super soil left over. What are you gonna do with that, Lance? Well, we have a plan for it. So Marcy and I decided that that this growing season, we're not only going to grow in our garden, but we're going to grow some herbs and some vegetables in pots that could go on your patio, on your deck, on your balcony, just to prove and just to show you guys that you don't need a ton of space. You don't need a lot of room, but you can still grow some stuff. So these are the things we got. We got a little 3-tier hanging garden system, and it's just plastic, but we're going to hang it up on our fence. We're going to plant some herbs in it. I think we're going to plant some rosemary. What was this one? Some oregano. And some, no, not that. Whatever this is. And some lemon balm. Those are going to go in here. And then over here, we're going to plant some flowers. So we got some, these marigolds. Yep, marigolds. So we're going to plant these, and we're going to put these up on our deck. We're actually going to screw them into the deck so they don't fall off, because our dogs are obnoxious sometimes. And we got some bigger pots. This is going to be a big tomato that's going to be sitting on our porch, and we're going to grow a big fat tomato plant. And we have 2 pots similar to this, and one of the things that we learned last year is mint and basil need their own space because they get huge and big very quickly. So we're going to plant basil in one, we're going to plant mint in the other, and we're going to have these on our deck or around the deck just like you could, and just to show you guys that, you know, you can do it. We know you can. All right, folks, you see we got this little tiered section set up. So we got our lemon balm, our Greek oregano, and our rosemary set up. We got a few more. We did get our basil set up over here. That's by our other herbs, and our onions and garlic. We got a few more things to plant, but we're running out of daylight today. So we have the rest of the weekend, get the rest of it planted. And we should be good to go when it comes to plants, hopefully. We got to do a couple other things. Actually, in the ground planting, we're going to do some watermelon, we're going to do some okra, and some cucumbers. But guys, thanks for coming back, watching our channel. We really do appreciate it. Hey, if you haven't already, check out our Facebook and Instagram pages. There'll be links down below. Great time to subscribe to our channel. There'll be a link down here. And of course, if you subscribe, click that notification bell. That notifies you every time we put up a video into YouTube. Sometimes YouTube doesn't if you don't do that. Please give us a big thumbs up if you like the video. Leave us some comments down below. We love hearing from you guys. But from our homestead to yours, have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next video.